promoting that through the Office for Aging.
She had quite a career in public health, working with nursing, community health nurse, and then I guess
Alzheimer's Association, and with mental health players through the Mental Health Association.
She was very interested in Alzheimer's because of her mother's condition.
Yes.
And so let's meet her next. This is an interview with Mary Lou McPhail, the community honoree for the Broome County Council of Churches Lives of Commitment Breakfast.
When, after an absence to raise 6 kids and their friends, I returned to nursing in community health and spent the next 30 years in community health, which I'm still involved in, very marginally. I work an hour a month, but to me it's the epitome of nursing and caring, in that we're looking at whole people, whole situations, not just the pain in the belly or a broken leg. We're looking at whole people. We're looking at their social setting, their support system, both formal and informal. And I've just enjoyed it so tremendously. I did stop at Wendy's the other day because I knew that a patient I'd had for 20 years would be there for lunch, and we reconnected. She sometimes, when I'm nagging about something, she calls me, "Yes, Mom." But she's a delightful young woman. Saw her through childhood diabetes, kidney transplant, family issues, here she is, she's just doing marvelously, has grandchildren now. I got a description of the 3rd grandchild, and it's the kind of relationship that will always be there for me, whether I'm visiting her every week or so or not.
Yeah.
If I have to stop at Wendy's to catch up, I'll do that.
There you go.
Way back, probably 30 years ago, I recalled having gone on a Sunday hike with the hiking club, but it had been arranged by someone else. I think I didn't even know that the organization existed. So I was laying in bed reading the newspaper one morning and said, I should join the hiking club. And that was 9 years ago. So I had the advantage in advertising walking for older people because I was very older when I joined, and then was approached about being on the board, which I accepted. And then, coming from the field from which I come, I thought, some of these hikes are a little bit more than I want to do, but being reasonably fit, that a lot of people I know should be, would find it too strenuous. So I proposed to have a hiking light program, and that is 5 years ago, maybe 6 years ago. So we've built it into a very vital program. We hike almost every Saturday, and occasionally on a weekday, but hikes are moderate. I advertise accommodating in capital letters, so I want to appeal to people to join. We will accommodate, and if there's someone who's having difficulty, a regular drops back with them, and so I do have a young man who just retired, by the way, who plans a hike in the Athens area, and then we go to the art show. We go to see the bluebells at Sycamore Bridge in Newark Valley. State Park is always a favorite. You can do anything at State Park, difficult, easy. Sometimes we're even on paved terrain locally.
Yeah.
I was speaking to a fellow hiker, said sometimes the hiking lights are getting on the margin of being a little more difficult, and we really need a light hiking light. But I didn't think that should be sponsored by the hiking club, and so as good fortune would have it, I was approached by Office for Aging, and my liaison there, Don Cheney, wanted to start hiking, and we've changed it to hiking/walking programs at the 8 senior centers in Broome County. So the plan was I would go to all 8 senior centers and do a presentation, because then when we're at lunch we talk to people and kind of hopefully get an appearance. Can't interrupt the domino game. No, I have not been able to successfully get into that. I guess I feel when I get enthusiastic about something, it's kind of hard to shut me up.
What do you get out of this? How does this feed your spirit?
I mean, I'm having fun. Do I seem like I'm having fun doing this stuff? And it's sort of, what would you say, intimidating to be acknowledged for something that you say, gee, I'm having fun doing that.
But you are.
I am.
Yeah. Perfect. That's Mary Lou McPhail, one of the honorees at the Lives of Commitment breakfast held at the Doubletree this past Thursday. And our guest today is Sue Spencer, who is on the Broome County Council of Churches staff as the Director of Faith and Action Volunteers. So we met Christine Fluke, Mary Lou McPhail, and then a tribute to Louis Perman by 2 of his friends from his church. These were the 3 honorees. Now, you said that the honorees, there are more than these 3 programs, so you alternate. Next year will be Ramp It Up among...
Right. We, Faith in Action also runs the program of Ramp It Up. So next year we usually alternate and we choose an adult and a youth that have worked with Ramp It Up.
Right.
So just so we touch bases on all our wonderful volunteers. Yeah. It's really hard to choose, but...
Again, this is neighbor to neighbor. I mean, these are folks in our community who have dedicated themselves, their particular talents and skills, which I found interesting in these 3 portraits of folks. That Mary Lou McPhail loves to walk and has health as her kind of primary concern. Christine Fluke is just such an organized person,
right.
And she has all the skills I don't have. And it's wonderful that we balance one another out like that.
And it's such a blessing that she's doing that for us, because she is organized. It's a big task to coordinate 8 different locations all year with clergy. It saves my staff time, and she does a great job. Yeah. She just does a great job.
Well, let's look ahead to encouraging folks to get involved in the community through the Broome County Council of Churches. What would people do if they have a little bit of time on their hands or some talents they want to share?
Well, there are a lot of opportunities at the council. Faith in Action, we have lots of different opportunities if people are interested in driving, or if they just would like to visit an isolated senior. Yeah. Or we also have some community programs we run, like Social Connections for Senior Women. We're always looking for leaders for that. These are groups in different parts of Broome County where we encourage the senior women who maybe have lost their spouse and are living alone to get out, meet other seniors, make connections. We also are running in different areas Chop and Chat, which is a time for socialization also, but it also gives them an opportunity to encourage them to eat healthy by creating some healthy meals together. The Ramp It Up program, we're always looking for youth and mentor teams to build the ramps. Right. And it's ramp season now, so we're working on that. But the other programs too, we have the jail ministry. Yeah. Chris Mogensen is the director of that. We have the hospital ministry with John Koopman. So if you feel like you want to be more interactive with people on a closer level, those might be an option for you too. Wonderful. And of course, Chow. Yes. And the Chow pantries.
Yeah. And for all of these, folks can find more information on the website at www.broomecouncil.net.
That's correct.
It's not .com, it's not .org, it's .net. So it's broomecouncil.net. Right. And they can find a link to Faith in Action Volunteers. And so if they have a little bit of time, if you have a little bit of time on your hands, this is a wonderful way to get
Sure.
active in the community. Well, Sue, thank you for joining us.
Thank you
the
for having
breakfast
me.
at the DoubleTree was a wonderful occasion, and I not only enjoyed the food, but the fellowship around the table. It was great, a great event.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us for this edition of Encounter, sponsored by the Broome County Council of Churches through the facilities of Channel 12 here, WBNG, and also on radio at WNBF. I'm Jeff Kellam, hoping that in the coming week you'll not only go to the website and perhaps volunteer, but also that you'll be gentle with people and with yourself.